Are you aware of the new customer segments feature inside Amazon Seller Central? And if so, have you been using it and do you know how to use it? Well, I'm going to share with you how you can be using it and one tip that actually led to over 2,500 sales in just 1 week for one client. Okay, so I'm going to first share with you what is this customer segments data point in Seller Central and where it can be found. And then later on, I'm going to share with you how you can use it. Now, there's a lot of different ways that you can use it, but I'm going to share with you one of my favorite ways that we've been using for clients that have, like I said, added a lot of extra sales in addition to their normal sales for brands that are utilizing this, and a lot of people don't even know that this exists. So let's first dive into where it's found on Seller Central. So I am going to log into Seller Central. I'm going to go to the main menu bar here, and then I'm going to go into the section of brands. Now, if you don't see this, then that means that you may not have brand registry. If you don't, watch this video here because I talk with you about how to get registered for brand registry, and it's a great feature because it opens up so many possibilities for your brand. So now that you're there, go to the brand analytics tab here. Now, by default, it's going to actually show you the search analytics, but I want you to click on the customer loyalty analytics. It's right, that first little to the left of search analytics here. And then you obviously can choose your brand. If you're selling multiple brands within your seller account, then you would choose the correct brand. The reporting range, I do like looking more at the quarterly. That's how we've been using it to get a bigger scope view of what do customers, what's the makeup of the customer segments. Choose the current year and then choose the quarter. So I'm going to choose the most recent quarter for 2023, and then I'm going to apply it. Now, from here, you're going to actually see a lot of different information on your total customers, your top tier customers, promising, at risk, and hibernating. Now, I'm going to show you in just a minute on where to find out what each of those means, because if you don't know what they mean, that's not going to be helpful data for you. But let me first just kind of show you this right here. So you can see this, I love this pie chart. I'm a very visual learner in person, so if you are too, this is going to be helpful for you as well. And you can see, for instance, this promising for, in this particular account, it's comprising for a lot of different customers, almost half. So they've purchased recently, but they buy kind of occasionally, and they do spend above average. So you can actually see some of the definitions right below here of what does it mean to be a top tier customer, what does it mean to be promising, at risk, and hibernating. So those are the definitions that you were kind of thinking about just a minute ago. Now, the cool thing is when you look at this section over here, the new and potential customer section, you can see have your new customers increased or decreased over the last quarter. Now, you always typically do want to see that number going up. So if it's downward trending, then you want to work on really how are you going to get in front of more customers. Now, if you are a consumable brand, so your product can be repurchased, then really our actually approach is very different than what other companies might say and agencies might say, but we think it's really important to invest the majority into existing customers, and then really a smaller portion of your ad budget and other things in your strategy should actually go towards new customers. And we have a whole reason why that, and that's probably for another video, but you can look to see what is happening. Are there more new customers or not? The next one is orders. So this is just pretty much straightforward. This is the orders by how many orders, remember that's not units necessarily, but that's how many orders came through in this quarter from this customer segment, how many sales happened for these new and potential customers. And you can see if that's trending upward or downward. You do want to see that trend upward. So also it's telling me here, and this won't always pop up for you, but it might say there's a number of people who have shown interest in your product, but they haven't purchased yet. And they are prompting you to create a promotion. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about ways you can use this information. But essentially right now, on how Amazon does have it set up, they are kind of pushing it more towards offering some type of promotion to get especially those people that are maybe, they haven't purchased in a long time, or they haven't bought recently. They're really trying to push more of the strategy would be some kind of promotion or discount. And then you can see your repeat customers here. And remember, always click the little I button if you want to know more information about what that means here. And so repeat customers, you've got it's going to show you the number that are repeating and how it's repeat purchases, it's down, it's up. If you're not a consumable, then you're not going to see that really necessarily go up. But what you should be doing is maybe looking at other ways to broaden your product line if you're seeing that downward trend of things that people are buying with your product that would make sense. So that's where product development really comes into play there. And then you can see on average how much they're repurchasing between like a purchase from your brand. So, you know, you'll see this number of how many days. So it'll kind of show you the life cycle of like how frequently they're buying, and that could help you as well with just knowing that data point of even thinking about, you know, your retargeting strategies if you're doing sponsored display ads, things like that. So orders, sales, same thing. But that was for the repeat customers. So you can really then look to see, okay, how many potential new customers do I have, and how many, you know, do I get from repeat customers, and kind of look at the breakdown there. Then you can also see the trends, and you can look at total customers and total sales, for instance, and really look at like, when are your sales highest? Okay, this is when the new customers are highest. Now, this is going to be based on your brand. So you could also look at, for instance, maybe you're thinking new customer sales does drive my increase in sales, and see, is that true? And like, what is the trend happening there? Then also look at repeat customers. How is that affecting, you know, the repeat customers that's happening versus the total sales? So you can definitely look at a lot of that to see how things are interacting there. And really, you can also click on this. That was the brand view. You can also click on the segment view. And once again, you could, what I love is it says how much, you know, last year sales per customer. So you kind of can get an idea, especially if you're looking at figuring out like at least the 1 year time frame of your lifetime value of your customer for like the last 12 months. That's helpful. And then they also tell you their predicted next year sales as well. So then they do another trend chart as well, and then segment details as well. So just wanted to kind of let you know that it's there, and it's something that you could be looking at and using. And obviously it's on one segment right now, so you can dig deeper into each segment as well. And then something else that I want to show you is that how you can then use that information. So I already said earlier that Amazon's kind of really driving customer segments towards promotions. So you can set up different types of promotions, but one of the things that you may or may not have already used is the brand tailored promotions, for instance. And this is a little bit different of a customer segment audience, but you have here, you can choose your brand, and then you can actually then create a tailored promotion. Now, this is, once again, if you have brand registry, so make sure to watch that video if you haven't already on how to get it set up. But you can then see who's eligible within an audience. And some of these you'll see are very similar to the customer segments that we just looked at. So the promising, the at-risk, and, you know, potential new customers, top tiers in here as well. But this is helpful, and you do only get eligibility for certain ones. So if you're not eligible for all of them yet, it's typically the one that we've found that it makes it not eligible is you need at least 1,000 customers within that segment to make you eligible at this time of recording. So you could choose one of these audiences, and then you could say that, okay, I want to set this up. And now a few notes for this, and this isn't a full deep dive on this video because I am going to create another video that's digging deep into brand tailored promotions, but this is where you can, you know, name the promotion something for you, and you do have to have at least a 10% discount, and you would give it a budget and a start and end date as well. So that's one type of promotion. And, you know, there are other types of promotions that you can do. I have done a video on Prime exclusive discounts that you would want to look at and check out that video as well. But I'm going to share with you too, one that really helped add like over $2,500 in extra sales in 1 week. And that was the same one that I am going to now. But specifically, it was the group of brand cart abandoners, because they had actually went to the point of even adding it to their cart. But typically, especially with brand cart abandoners, a lot of the friction is most likely, if they haven't purchased it yet, it might be price. You know, so that is something that we have found to be very effective But you should be testing out multiple groups within your audience to see what resonates best with your brand and your products. But the brand card abandoners, we have seen it add in just 1 week over $2,500 in sales, which is phenomenal of extra amount of sales. So I'm curious if you've seen this customer segments, if you've used it before. Comment below if you have a question on customer segments that you want me to do a deeper dive into. And make sure to click that like and subscribe button to get the latest videos. We drop at least 1 video every week on Amazon related content, so you can stay up to date with the latest news and also on how to do things within your Seller Central account. So I'll see you in the next video, and make sure to check out this one here, and I think you'll find it very helpful.